see the record button. We're recording now. So,
oh my.
Yeah, so we're driving to our new boondocking spot in the middle of Colorado, and the guys, the dads are driving the rigs with some of the other kids. We have a few of the kids with us here. Say hi, Gwen, and Jazzy's back there.
And the baby.
And
Cecilia.
the baby. And we get through Aspen, the city of Aspen, Colorado.
Beautiful spot.
Oh, just gorgeous.
Can we go now?
Yeah, in just 1 second, sweetie, okay? We're just taking a little breather. Picking up from our last adventure, which was getting the van tire replaced in the parking lot picnic in Grand Junction, Clementine and I found ourselves driving through the amazing Colorado mountains. Google suggested a route through Aspen, one of the most famous ski towns in all of the world, so of course we were going to take that route. Being summer out here, there were people paddleboarding and tubing in the rivers. Buttermilk Mountain even had a small portion of snow left groomed for snowboarders. In June! Aspen is such a quaint, beautiful little town, aptly named for the groves of aspen trees dotting the mountainside. As we kept driving, we noticed the groves of aspen trees were getting closer and closer to the road. We also noticed the snow-capped mountains in the distance were getting closer and closer. Where is our GPS taking us? Tony suggested this route, but surely him and Pieter in the RVs wouldn't be climbing up this sometimes one-lane road with no guardrails, would they? I really needed a breather since we kept climbing higher and higher into the mountains, and there was zero guardrail and tons of switchbacks. Luckily, we pulled over since Jasmine, my youngest, had to use the bathroom on this side of the road.
Any blankets?
We got some blankets.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Do you
So,
need to potty?
yeah, please.
Oh, and now we gotta go potty.
Oh, we need to potty. We'll just potty right
Let's
here.
go potty. This is where we'll go.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. There she went on the side of the mountain road, but that's just what you do when you travel and there's no facilities. Luckily, she finished quickly because we had a few other cars pull in behind us. All right. After a potty break on the side of the road, now we gotta get the baby out and check her diaper. We still have like 50 minutes to drive, but we made it work. There's not really a bush to pee in. We kind of just open up the door and go, but we're good. We all felt we were ready to continue on this one-way mountain climb to the top as we saw more and more snow getting closer. Clementine had also noticed the signs of avalanches all around.
If you see dead trees, and that was an avalanche. There was one.
The trees that are down, you guys? That means that was an avalanche.
And they took all the snow down.
As well as the backcountry skiers and snowboarders. They had just finished the winter in Breckenridge, not in their RV this time, and easily spotted the shredded tree stumps and branches indicating that there were recent avalanches. Gone was the green grass and aspen trees, which gave way to snow, and lots of it. The two-lane road even gave way to a section of one-lane road with a huge drop-off on one side and beautiful sheer rock wall and waterfalls on the other. We were really nervous now, hoping Tony and Pieter didn't take this route. There's no way that they could fit down this road, especially as our RV is limited to 35 feet. As we kept climbing, we finally made it to the top. Independence Pass. Over 12,000 feet. Did we really just do that without planning ahead? Yep, pretty much.
We're just
very cold.
Yeah, we're not prepared. Look.
Tank tops, t-shirts, shorts, wet shorts so she's in underwear.
It's 45.
45 degrees and we are where?
On the Independence Pass? The
At elevation
Divide.
12,095 feet.
Wow, this is high as Breckenridge.
The Continental Divide.
And we're not prepared.
Oh, look at their snowboard.
He's gonna snowboard. He's gonna snowboard. Yeah, and we just got rid of our ski gear, so we don't have any gear.
At the top, there was a ton of people pulling over to check out the snowfields. Good thing we planned this one out carefully so that when we got out of the car, we had on a tank top and Crocs. Luckily, we at least had sweatshirts for Jazz and Gwen, but aside from that, we had our summer gear on at 12,000 feet with a bunch of snow. Beautiful vistas, snowfields, sunshine was all around at Independence Pass, along with, short sleeves and sandals. We made it to the top of the Rockies. All right, let's look at this. I am walking around without a sweatshirt. I did not bring a sweatshirt or jacket, but people are bringing their snowboards up here. After loading back into the van, we started off down the other side of the mountain. Mind you, we had 0 cell signal and have no clue if the guys made it to the boondocking spot yet. Did they get stuck on the road behind us? We had no idea of where they were. But we finally made it down the remaining 5 or so miles of the steep grades and switchbacks.
So we made it.
We're down on the other side. Now we just gotta find the dads and our
campers.
Then the messages started pouring in as the cell signal returned. Message after message, as well as their GPS location, came in. They were already at the spot waiting for us, which was only a few more miles away. Thank goodness they didn't take that way and get stuck or something. They must have taken 70 around and came back up by Copper Mountain. The girls were so excited to see Daddy and tell him what we did. We drove over Independence Pass.
Say it again. Say it again. What did you do? Say it again.
We drove Independence Pass.
No way.
The RV.
What? Did they? So the guys probably didn't take it.
There's no way they could have taken this.
No.
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
took 70.
Oh, but
So you did it in our 32-foot rig where it said anything under 35 you can't
The
do.
light didn't flash.
What? Awesome.
Oh my God.
Did you stop too at the point?
I didn't.
No.
Little did the girls know that while they were painstakingly climbing their way up towards Independence Pass in the van, that I and the 4 of the other kids had already completed the pass. We climbed our way up and over the mountain pass in the 33-foot RV. Never did the lights go off indicating we were over limit. See, on that road they have lights and sensors indicating if you're over the 35-foot mark, and they actually give you a turnaround or you face a heavy and steep fine. But it was an amazing drive. The kids actually even convinced me to pull over so they could play in the snow in the middle of summer. There were places that got down to 1 lane, and I had to time it with having such a long and wide vehicle, but we made it through that. It was slow moving, but oh so amazing to see the scenery, especially from the RV. The skiers, avalanches, and sheer drops were definitely not on the itinerary that day, but they ended up being a welcome sight. Okay, story time. So what happens when you get to 12,000 feet in the Rockies? Snow. Snow. Look at this view. Like I said earlier, 35-foot max, and we are 35 feet today, so we're calling it good. We're doing Independence Pass. Doing the pass in the RV for me was just about taking it slow and not worrying about holding up traffic or needing to make good time. This was a lesson learned early on in RV travels. Take your time. There's no rushing it in a 15,000-pound 33-foot RV. I had tried it before and had actually lost my brakes in Northern California, but once I finally got to our meeting spot and finished scouting, I saw Pieter with his RV. Luckily, he was the smartest out of all of us and just stayed on Interstate 70. And also while scouting,
Yes.
one of the gravel roads is, I kind of ended up about a mile down with 6 switchbacks and no turnarounds. So how do you
get out?
Get back on a one-way?
Did you just reverse back
reversed.
switchback? Oh my gosh, no way.
Yes, I'm ready to just like set up and be done.
Okay, let's go set up.
When we met,
tell him?
he was
This is my
I
house.
needed a hug too, but he really needed a hug.
Peter back The pass was nothing compared to that.
Yeah, right.
Like I said, the pass, I just took my time.
4 kids in
drove.
the back, his oldest possessions
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Backing
Trying to
up
find
next to a cliff.
turnarounds and not bottoming out, and the kids are complaining that the internet's not working very well. I'm like, could you look around? I'm like, look, we're in like the middle of the woods on a tiny gravel road, and I'm reversing.
With 4 kids.
Our Independence Pass trip was an adventure that I will never forget.
Me too. It was absolutely part of it because it was unplanned. You know, of course I wanted to drive through Aspen and see it. I'd never been there. But then to go from Aspen to Twin Lakes, you have to climb Independence Pass.
I wasn't expecting it at all, but Clementine and I made the most out of it. The girls had fun, and I'm just so glad that the dads and the RVs made it over fine, and we were able to park at Twin Lakes and spend some quality time together at Twin Lakes, Colorado.
Yes, it was definitely a great adventure that will never be forgotten.
Have you ever taken an adventure or taken the wrong turn or experienced something so crazy during your travels? We'd love to hear about it. Comment below and let us know.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks for watching. That would be hail.
It's ice falling off the sky.